Welcome back to another video here on the channel, Tech and Gaming Reviews, and I actually got some sad things to share with you guys about our future in terms of gaming for 2025. Now, I have been covering a lot of stuff that is going to be changing with us in 2025, not in terms of like our YouTube stuff, but in terms of like our gaming and technology that we're going to be getting and stuff that's going to also change even farther in the future. Well, you probably already know what this video is about from what we got the title of the video basically labeled as. That is right. I think it's actually going to be time to finally say goodbye to our PlayStation 4 and our Xbox One. Now, when the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X launched about 4 years ago, I know it's kind of like technically 5 years, but we're not really late in, I should say, we're not really late in 2025 right now. We're basically right at the beginning of the year. It's like literally only January like 13th right at the moment. So we're technically right at the start of the year. So it's technically 4 years since the PS5 and Series X launched. But with all that being said, the first few years, I mean, we would still, consistently play our PlayStation 4 Pro and our Xbox One X. I mean, because those consoles, they technically came out, like, seriously, not even that long ago, to be honest. I mean, the Xbox One X just turned 7 years old, and the PS4 Pro just basically turned 8 years old. And they were basically the first ever game consoles that were able to hit 4K. Basically, we're able to get graphics that were basically on par with like PCs at the time, and 4K TVs at the time as well were basically becoming affordable and acceptable then, and there was a lot more 4K TVs in people's homes than there was when the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 launched. So Sony and Microsoft made a mid-gen refresh that basically gave games to be able to play at 4K so they can look much more sharper and crisper than ever before. And with all that being said, with the first few years, we would still consistently play those consoles, not just because, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X were not as powerful as they were, because they truthfully are. I mean, you're basically able to get a lot more 4K gaming out of the PS5 and Series X, but there just wasn't that many games out for at least 2 to 3 years, and when you look at it in a different way perspective, people couldn't even get their hands on those consoles. So in reality, we would have just played our previous gen, and then you also got to look at storage as well, when you was only basically able to hold like 4 to maybe at most 10 games on either a Series X or a PlayStation 5. So that was another, tool that took us into, wanting to play the old systems longer, is because of storage reasons. I mean, like I said, you can only hold 4 to at most 10 games depending on the storage. Well, luckily enough, we actually got more storage for both of our PlayStation 5s, as you probably already know from one of our recent videos. And now we're going to be planning on getting the PlayStation 5 Pro, and as well as more storage for our PlayStation 5s and our Xbox Series X's. So in reality, and we also got plenty of games that we can play with on the current gen consoles. Now there is a huge selection of games now, when as before, there wasn't really that many games, not even within the first 2 years at least. But now we do have a lot of games to play from, including this game that is a last-gen game, I should say, that's got some enhancements to play on a PlayStation 5 console. Now, they did, however, remaster this game just a few months ago, and it definitely does look better, but this is the PlayStation 4 version of Horizon Zero Dawn that we are playing on the screen. And if you play this on a PlayStation 5, there is an enhancement that you get with this game on a PS5, and that is a more smoother, steady 60 frames a second. Whereas if you play this on the PS4 Pro, you're basically only getting 30 frames a second, and to an extent the OG PS4, but you were basically getting 4K 30 on the PS4 Pro. But now on the PlayStation 5, with this game, you get 4K 60. And then with playing this remastered version on a PlayStation 5 Pro, well, it's going to look a little bit crisper and have a even smoother 60 frames a second option for basically pro enhancements, or I should say pro users, not pro enhancements, but you get the idea. So honestly, in 2025, with our plans on getting 2 PlayStation 5 Pros for our gaming setups and all that stuff, I think it is time to say goodbye to our PlayStation 4 Pro and our Xbox One X. Not like we're going to like sell the consoles or anything, but more than likely they're pretty much going to get put up. And we're pretty much not even going to touch them hardly at all. So in this perspective, yeah, I think it is honestly about to be time to say goodbye to our old friends, the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, because once we get a PS5 Pro for both of our living room and our gaming room setups, we're probably going to keep our OG PS5 on the other end of our entertainment stand, especially with it having a disk drive, whereas the PS5 Pro is just a straight up all digital console. And I know that that's a lot of complaints that people had, especially with the $700 price point. So with that being said, we're going to have our launch model PlayStation 5 still with the disk drive on the other side. And then when it comes to the Xbox side of things, well, we're going to have a Series S on the other end. So that way, if we want to play, certain games on, I know there's probably going to be some people in the comment section are going to say, bro, why would you do that? But in reality, we're going to have 2 terabytes of storage on the PS5 Pro. And then on our current existing PS5s with the expanded storage we got, well, it'll basically help us on deciding which games are not going to be that much different that has enhancements, and then some that are going to have some major differences. Well, we can keep certain games on our OG PS5 that still look good to this day and that ain't going to have that much of enhancement. And then some that do have, a noticeable difference of enhancement, we'll have it on the Pro. So when you think about it, it's not really all that stupid and whatnot. I was about to say smart there for a second. But yeah, when you really truthfully think about it, it's not really all that stupid when you really think about it all together. But yeah, I think it is going to be time to say goodbye to our dear friends and time to move on in the future now. Because now we are 4 years into the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X's life cycle. And with more storage and more games to choose from, it's actually made it a lot more easier now. And this is probably the same thing that's going to happen when the PlayStation 6 and the next generation Xbox come out in like a couple of years right now. There's even rumors that the next gen Xbox could be launching in 2026. So yeah, could be coming relatively soon. And so that's another reason why we're going to be switching up. So yeah, honestly, I think it's just time. It's time. Even though the PlayStation 4 is our favorite Sony console of all time, it's just time to put her up and tell her goodbye. It's officially time, because the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S is indeed what we're going to be primarily playing on by the end of 2025. So yeah, it's time to say goodbye to our dear friends. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could, smack that like button and subscribe if you're new to this channel, and we'll keep you posted with more content like this going forward. And let us know in the comment section down below if you're somebody that still plays their PlayStation 4 as well from owning a PlayStation 5, or if you just primarily play on your PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or PlayStation 5 Pro, or Xbox Series S. So just let us know what you play on and if you still play on your old console. So, but this is Tech and Gaming Reviews. Hope you enjoy the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.